What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Today we're talking about this. In my opinion, I have not seen this anywhere except in this film. Okay? I haven't seen it anywhere else at all. And I think it's something people are going to remember for a long time. And that is Bob Lazar on camera for the very first time that I have seen admits.
I want you to keep using the processes we talked about. Your methodologies are exceptional. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. You need to keep vetting these people who are coming to you, right?
Yeah, thank you. I will. Same process.
Extraordinarily careful. Keep the vetting going.
All right, Vetters, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. All right, Vetters, what do y'all think about this hat? I'm testing out some new Vetted merch that I'll be dropping in a brand new store in about 2 to 4 weeks. More closer to 4 weeks, probably, but you never know. So anyway, let me know down in the comments if you think this hat is cool. What is this video about today? Well, today's video is about Jeremy Corbell's brand new UFO documentary, Sleeping Dog. All right, I saw it and we're going to talk about it. I was scrolling through my bank app recently and I realized I was still getting charged for a gym membership that I haven't stepped foot in months because, you know, I live in Spain now. And somehow I was still paying for a streaming service twice. Let's just say I felt like an idiot. All that money was just quietly disappearing every month and I had no idea. And that's when I fired up Rocket Money. It tracks every subscription across all my accounts and lets me cancel the ones I don't want with just a few taps. They've already helped users cancel over 880 million in unwanted subscriptions. It also pulls all my checkings, savings, loans, and investments into one clean dashboard so I can finally see the full picture and actually stay on top of my spending. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spendings, and helps lower your bills so you can expand your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/vetted. That's rocketmoney.com/vetted. rocketmoney.com/vetted. The new film is from director Michael Lazowski, who actually, I believe, helps produce Jeremy and George's Weaponized show. And he put out this film with Jeremy, of course, called Sleeping Dog, which is available. I watched it on Apple. I think you can get it on Apple, Amazon, you know, that sort of thing. You can rent it or buy it. There's some UFO videos in it, all right, which we're going to go over. I kind of teased them there in the beginning. And there's some document shown in it that I thought was pretty interesting and just a lot overall to kind of, you know, get into. But let's start with the good parts. All right. You know, in the movie, they do show these UFO videos. Basically, Jeremy goes out to the desert and sort of with a shovel, like digs up this sort of case. It's got a USB stick drive in it, and he sits in a remote location with a laptop and puts in this USB stick, and it sort of opens up, right, this sort of, you can see all the file folders, which I took a screenshot of here. Now, if it's blurred out, it's because I'm not allowed to show it. So I'm just going to show it and ask for forgiveness later. But if you see it, and you'll see some different, very interesting file folder names here, right? And then again, he proceeds to play all these small excerpts from all these different UFO videos. And again, here's a compilation of those videos.
Information, give people education, and slowly bring people forward without being fucked with, harmed. But I do need to be protected. My lawyer, Chuck McCullough, said for me, my biggest fear for you right now is being taken into custody for 24 hours and to not be ever the same after. And it would have to be under false charges. So now I want to be very fucking clear with you, Bob. I have committed 0 crimes, and Commander David Fravor now knows. And he told me, you need to do it.
I want you to keep using the processes we talked about. Your methodologies are exceptional. I want you to keep doing what you're doing. You need to keep vetting these people that are coming to you, right?
Yeah, thank you. I will. Same process.
You need to be extraordinarily careful. Keep the vetting going.
And which I saw the director commenting online that it was okay to show those videos, which is why I'm showing them. Because, I mean, technically they're kind of, government videos, right? They're for the public, essentially. I don't know if Jeremy doesn't necessarily own those videos. But again, you know, they're filmed on his laptop. They're part of the film. So you could argue there's something to that. I'm not cool with people sharing copyrighted stuff, which is, what I want to be careful here. I mean, I got my own documentary coming out, because someone was getting mad at someone was sharing Jeremy's entire documentary online and they were copyright striking it, as they should. And people were complaining, oh, I thought Jeremy was about transparency. Why are they copywriting the movie? Hello, they're stealing the entire movie. You know what I mean? Like, that's not cool. No. And I'm going to be upset if people upload my entire documentary and try to steal it. Right. That's obviously not a cool thing to do. So anyway, they show these videos, and I have to admit, me personally, I'm totally underwhelmed by those videos. Again, no context. You don't know anything. I've learned, me personally, not to get excited by videos like that because I don't know anything. So it's too hard for me to get excited by it. And I can't get excited by you just telling me that's UAP. That doesn't mean anything to me anymore. So, but, other people were like, oh, this is exciting. Now, there is a document that's in the film that I found to be quite interesting. We'll get to that in a second. But let me just talk about the film a little bit, what I thought of it. I loved it. I thought it was a great documentary. Now, granted, I think it's just all about expectations, what you go into the film expecting. I wasn't going in expecting the truth about UFOs, right? And to be hit with disclosure and all of these sorts of things, right? This was a documentary that I'm renting on Apple TV. I want to be entertained for the amount of time that this film is playing. And I was thoroughly entertained the entire time. From the first second to the last second, I was in it. In fact, when it ended, I was like, oh, damn, it's over. Like, it moves great. The director did a really good job. It's produced really well. The cinematography is great. There's some really great shots. They really edited together really, really well, in my opinion. I think it's a very intimate look at Jeremy Corbell, and, love him or hate him, I think you're going to get to know him a lot better. And there's not necessarily always flattering images of him. I thought that was cool. He left himself vulnerable. I think you can understand where Jeremy's coming from a lot better from this film, kind of understand his motives, where he's coming from, what he believes in. Again, you may disagree or whatever. But me personally, I thought it was great. I really did enjoy the film, and I got a lot out of it. I just thought, oh, okay, you know what? I understand Jeremy a lot better now. Again, that may turn some people off. I don't know. I just thought this is a great film. This was a great documentary. It does kind of lean into some of the disclosure stuff, and it gets a little dramatic and stuff, but it's just part of the film, right? Again, I enjoyed it. I really think they did a great job. And I watch a lot of UFO documentaries, and they are super boring. I can't even get through them. I fall asleep. They're horrible, most of them. I bet people are going to say that about mine too, which is fine. I totally get it. We tried to make sure that wasn't the case, but you never know. But this one was not that. I was thoroughly engaged, like I said, the entire time. So props to Michael Lazowski and Jeremy for this great film, in my opinion. I thought it was really, good. Is it going to move the needle in the way Jeremy wants? I don't know. That's subjective. That's, I don't know. Again, it's all about expectations. I'm not going in it to learn some truths or this or that. Just like, let me learn more about Jeremy and this film that he made. And I feel like it definitely accomplished that. And it was cool to see Jeremy's mom in there, right? You get to really understand just Jeremy as a person a lot more. That's what I think this documentary provides more than anything, more than videos and truths and documents and this and whistleblowers and blah blah blah. It's really just a nice intimate portrait of Jeremy Corbell and how he came to be so passionate about this topic and the links that he believes he's willing to go for this topic, something he truly believes in. I can respect that. I can respect that passion, right? So yeah, thought it was cool. I highly recommend watching it. I think you'll be entertained and engaged the entire time. And I'm as big a skeptic as anyone, right? And I still enjoyed the film. So yeah, I recommend it. Anyway, let's get to the document, okay, that's shown on screen. That is a government document, right? So I think I'm okay to show this. Again, if it's blurred out, it's because for some reason I had to blur this out, but I'll ask for forgiveness later. It's in the film, okay? And here's the document right here. Proposed activities. A site investigation should be undertaken to determine alien inorganic compounds or other biochemicals have been disposed of at this site and to determine the presence and or extent of any soil and groundwater contamination that may be the result of material disposed of at this site. Local residents should be checked for evidence that they are being symbiotically manipulated by surviving aliens. And then it's got some people with some phone numbers, and I don't really know what else is on this document. You know, like it's hard to tell where this document is from. It comes from this folder that says like NHI Biologics, right? And then there's other stuff underneath. And I'm thinking, oh shit, they're going to show some alien pictures in this thing, right? Something. And they didn't. But it looks like Jeremy has some. I don't know. You know, I've been thinking a lot recently. That's what I'm going to be pushing for moving forward. I don't care about UFOs. I mean, I care about them, but forget that. Nuts and bolts, UFOs, videos of UAP. I don't care. But Patrick, look, it's doing this. Great. There's always a sense of doubt with any video like that or photo of a craft, right? But aliens, that's a different thing, right? That's a different thing. So I want to see videos and photos of aliens. Enough is enough. We need to be focusing on, quote, the pilots of these craft, in my opinion. And that's what I'm going to be pushing for the most. So I think there's just less room for error. You can spot a fake much quicker and easier. Things are less ambiguous, in my opinion. Right. And I just, that's what I want to see. That there's just less room for ambiguity, right? The spectrum for that. Because when it comes to, we all know, photos, videos, and some of the videos you saw earlier, they're just not that exciting, right? Well, our government has deemed them UAP. That doesn't mean anything, right? But aliens, let's go. And I have to admit, this document is interesting. I just want to know more where it's coming from, what is the purpose, right? Like, so, you know, and Jeremy doesn't read the document in the film. They just kind of show it and then he moves on, right? And I think that's the idea, is to screenshot it and look at it, because you're definitely not given enough time to read it in the film. But again, it looks like there's photos in this, you know, USB drive that Jeremy has. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. I'm going to be pushing for the biologics, the aliens. Let's see the bodies. Let's see reports. Let's see photos, videos. Let's go. Do we have them alive? Because that's what we've been told, right? I you know, find that to be interesting. Now, one other thing that's interesting from the film, and spoilers, okay? Don't know if you want to know this. I guess I've already spoiled the film. I mean, not really. In my opinion, I have not seen this anywhere except in this film, okay? I haven't seen it anywhere else at all. And I think it's something people are going to, you know, remember for a long time. And that is Bob Lazar on camera for the very first time that I have seen admits to stealing element 115 from S4, right? Again, we all know how I feel about Bob Lazar, or maybe you don't. But he, on camera, is asked, did he take it? Yes, he took one piece of it. He's never admitted that, as far as I'm concerned. He's alluded to it and this and that, but this is a direct admission of Bob Lazar admitting to stealing classified, sensitive material from a secret military base. That seems odd to do, in my opinion, unless it's just complete bullshit, right? Why would you admit to a treasonous crime on camera in a documentary? That doesn't make any sense to me. That makes me think it's absolutely bullshit. Now, that's my opinion. You know, I like Jeremy. I love what he does. I text him after the film, but I'm always going to say, personally, I do not believe Bob Lazar. I just don't, for many reasons. But this one in particular is, why would you admit to that crime? That's a heavy crime. You can't just steal stuff from, again, the most secretive military installation the American government has, hiding the biggest secret in the history of humanity. You can't just admit to walking out with a piece of element 115, the fuel that powers this alien spacecraft. I don't think people are understanding the context here. You know, and I'm probably going to get some shit for saying that, but, you know, it is what it is. That's just how I feel. But, you know, watch the film. There are some great moments in it, and that is one of them. I was just like taken aback by Bob saying that, to be honest with you. You know, it's kind of why I think it's not true. It's just, again, he admits to that. You'd be in a lot of trouble if that was true. So it's almost like Bob admitting his story is bullshit in a lot of ways, because you can't admit that and then just walk around. That doesn't make sense. And then there would be people saying, well, if they arrest him for it, then that would prove that it's true. No, it wouldn't. I don't know. That just seems like an odd thing. Why would you let a guy walk around with this very sensitive material? Right? And they would have taken care of this a long time ago. I don't know. I just, you know, just seems odd. And Bob thinks, oh, you know, why would they come after me? You know, it's been so long. Again, I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting part of the film. And there's many other different interesting parts of the film. You know, Matthew Sullivan is mentioned, not by name, but his story, right? The UFO whistleblower who lost his life, the you know, alleged accidental overdose. His story is brought up. Dylan Borland is presented in the film. He testified along George Knapp, and he's initially presented as a, you know, anonymous whistleblower, and then he, you know, sort of revealed in the film. And he has some, you know, a small role in the film, I guess. But there's a lot of people in it, right? A lot of people in it help supporting Jeremy in this film. Again, overall, I personally give the film almost a near perfect score. I can't give anything a perfect score just because no movie is perfect, except maybe Jaws and, you know, a few others. But, you know, it's damn good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it, right? It creates conversation. It gets people talking. A lot of interesting things in it, right? What more do you want out of a film, right? Well produced. I was engaged. I was in it. I wasn't bored the entire time. It was a clean, you know, 90 minutes of just boom, 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 boom. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I just thought it was so good, in my opinion. So props to Michael Lazowski, Jeremy Corbell, and the whole crew behind making that film happen. Did a great job. I thought it was great. I thought it was 1,000 times better than Age of Disclosure, right? That movie was so boring. I had to watch it in like 4 parts, right? It was, oh, good. It was just a talking heads movie. That's not what this movie is. There's stuff happening, there's action, right? Things happening. The stuff with John Lear was awesome. Yeah, I just loved it. Thought it was great. So well told. Basically just taking you in a timeline chronologically to, you know, from Jeremy's past to the present. So yeah, Anyway, if you saw the film, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll put a link down below to go check out the film. Again, Apple TV, Amazon, just search Sleeping Dog, singular, and you'll find it. Very easy. You put Sleeping Dog, it'll come right up. So anyway, let me know what you think. And don't forget to check out my link with Delphi. It's a sort of prediction market, right? Those are the hot things right now. And on Delphi, they're asking the question, will aliens formally introduce themselves in 2026? So use my link down below. Go bet on this. What do you think? Yes, no. It's sitting at about 89% no, 11% yes, but it keeps fluctuating. It's like people keep betting on it and it just kind of won't budge, which is very interesting. But just the fact that it's like 10, 11% that yes, people think that's going to happen is fascinating, right? So anyway, link in the description. All right, betters, we'll see you in the next video. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace.